What up, YouTube? How you doing? You probably are aware of Vitality's situation. He was a streamer, YouTuber, prankster, who's serving a 24-year sentence in Philippines or Vietnam, something like that. And he definitely deserved it. He went out into the public harassing and assaulting people, which led to his arrest eventually. And now they're trying to get him extradited to the US. I think he's US. Man, I don't even know sometimes. I go with the flow. But I heard of this situation. There's like one German guy sitting in a Dubai's jail for cocaine. So, like, if you don't respect other countries' law, it's your fault. I found the perfect video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notification. Let's get into it.
Since OG YouTuber turned IRL streamer Vitaly was detained over in the Philippines, essentially for being a public nuisance over there and harassing multiple people, including several police officers.
I have a very important question for you. Can I shove this up your booty? The shots are kicking in.
Bro, it was definitely like he's demonized. Like something is wrong with him. Like that wasn't him anymore. Like maybe the fame got to his head and played like a role in his character development. Like something happened. Actually, something happened. I'm tend to believe that, but still, there's like just no excuse.
Huliin mo yan. Huliin mo yan.
He's not chasing me.
I know. Hello.
I mean, bro, it's so embarrassing to even watch. But I want to show you guys, like some of the people, like they really do everything for clout. Like these clout chasers are absolutely like I'd rather sit here with like no subscriber, no views, like I currently have, and just sit here for the next few years, even decade. And I wouldn't do something for subs. I wouldn't. I'd rather have nobody watching me. You know, get off my YouTube. Don't watch me. If it means that I have to sell my soul, and I'm not gonna do that, never. Bro, how could you? I mean, how could you? I hope his fate is sealed. He would definitely deserve it. Maybe it's a stretch. I mean, 24 years is absolutely absurd. Like, let the other government handle him. Let the native government, but they probably won't do anything. I mean, like, public disturbance. What would the charge be? Let's be honest. And he will go right back to streaming and like choose just different countries. Damn, 24 years. Can you imagine?
This was a situation they took very seriously, and this man, John Vic Marula, made it his personal mission to ensure that Vitaly would learn his lesson.
Oh no, mommy, I'm gonna get arrested.
Really trying to make an example out of the streamer.
It's clear he will not be deported just like that.
Oh no, hindi talagang we made a conscious decision not to have him deported.
Social anxiety fears him, bro. I mean, like some people, what the not quite sure what to make of him. I've never watched him. I just knew who he was. But like the fact that you even would do that is like quite mind blowing to me. Like,
And not only that, he may just move to another Asian country and do the same thing, right? For his content.
And things would only get much worse for him after Vitaly showed zero remorse during the press conference regarding
bro, it's the play of your life. 24 years, like a life sentence, and you're doing that in a in that culture. You behave like that. Good night. They're all about pride. They're all about respect. These people do not fuck around. That's just
his freedom, choosing multiple times to make a mockery of both Romula and their entire justice system.
Vitaly Zdorovetskiy.
oh boy.
Good evening. Okay,
Actually,
please,
it actually is
grab the
hard
mic.
to watch.
Okay, sir. You have the right to remain silent.
Di po namin siya i-deport. Mananagot siya sa batas dito sa Pilipinas.
And even giving himself a round of applause when they presented some of his nuisance clips in court. Now after this, we did not hear much besides the fact that Vitaly was moving around their jail system. There were images that alluded to the idea that he got baptized while in the pen, and we
There's not much to do there. I wouldn't, bro. These jails are different, bro.
mainly knew that the living conditions in these types of facilities are historically unhygienic, overcrowded, and in general absolutely horrific. To make matters even worse for him, both the US and Russia made it very clear that they would not be accepting Vitaly as a deportee from the Philippines.
They denied it. Bro, they denied it. Can you imagine how he feels? Can you? But like, who cares? But still, nobody even wants you. Russian Ambassador Marat Pavlov, the country's top representative in Manila, addressed the incident during a press conference at the Russian Embassy Victory Day reception on May 8. In a statement to reporters, Pavlov urged Russian nationals to follow the "when in Rome, do as the Romans do" adage. They are obliged to be in conformity with the law of the country they are staying in. As I said in the beginning, if you go to that country, you have to uphold the standards and the traditions, especially the law. Especially the law.
Meaning he was like Tom Hanks in the movie Terminal, a man without a true place to go. And so for the greater part of the last 6 months, it has really been nothing but radio silence on the Vitaly front. But now all this time later, we finally have an update, as recently around a week ago, there were rumors that something horrible had happened to Vitaly. Some speculated that his hands was actually cut off while in the Filipino jail, but that turned out to be a total hoax, as we now have new images and video of this clown. So basically,
Yeah, that dude is in for a hell of a ride. Vitaly with a new look, as he is set to be deported to Russia after spending over 9 months in Philippine prison. He's set to be deported.
this is what Vitaly is looking like now. As you guys can see, he is now sporting a pretty big beard as well as some really long hair. Does anyone else feel like he kind of has some Liver King action going on? Here is an alternate angle for you guys. As y'all can see, the hair is kind of twirling down the back of his neck. And to me, it's quite obvious that the last 9 months did some serious damage to this guy. And here is the footage from the press conference yesterday, where Romula would announce the deportation of Vitaly. And I'll tell you guys something, he is not coming back to America. And obviously they're almost exclusively speaking Filipino here, but I did provide the English translation for you guys.
Una po ang pag-deport kay Vitaly Zdorovetskiy.
That's crazy.
Yung Russian
That's
blogger
crazy.
na
I mean,
nakulong
like,
for harassment dito sa DGC. He has served out his sentence. He is now on queue for deportation back to Russia.
So as you guys could see there, Romula basically announced that Vitaly would be getting deported back to his home country of Russia. Or as far as we know, Vitaly no longer has any real ties to that nation. I don't think he has any family there. His mother currently resides in the US.
Shut up, Chad. Stop scaring my mom. I'm not going to jail. I'm literally gonna have fun, talk to girls, eat some ice cream. I'm not doing anything fucking... Mom, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just hyping up with the chat.
So yes, while it is...
He's doing all sorts of crazy shit. I mean, like, look at the mom. She's probably not been a better example. She probably hasn't. I do not want to be in his shoes. Not in a jail like that. Not in a jail like that, bro.
big win for him that he is finally free, I don't really know what type of life he plans to lead over there, nor do I think he would be allowed to come back into America anytime soon, which is obviously going to affect his career online. I'll tell you guys about that in a second.
Salamat po, Secretary Remulla. Ang process po ng deportation sa Bureau of Immigration is nag-issue na po ng deportation order against Vitaly Zdorovetskiy, ang Board of Commissioners. Ang pag-deport sa kanya ay subject to clearances ng NBI at saka yung courts kung saan siya nagkaroon ng kaso.
That's absolutely crazy. And I didn't think, I mean, like, yeah, it was actually quite obvious that he would be deported eventually. But still, I didn't think
Saying that his
it would
various
happen. I actually thought like they would make an example out of him. But like the other guy who's facing like cocaine charges in Dubai was a German YouTuber, and yeah, he went down there with 50 grams of coke and got busted. And I'm like, he's facing now the death penalty. I'm not quite sure what's going on in his case, but like, at least it was only harassment and public indecency. Like, just like, at least he just harassed people, not even physically, right? So like, he's an absolute idiot. I mean, like, take him as an example of how you'd not want to be. So, he's an absolute idiot. But to deserve like as much as a murder charge, but like just being silly and idiot, not quite sure that fits the charge. I would have seen it unfold, but like I gotta pull myself back and be like, is that really fair? Like, is it really, like, does the punishment fit the crime? No, it doesn't. But yeah, they wanted to make an example out of him. Like, just show the world, like, do not mess with our culture. If you come to us, you're welcomed in our country, of course, we are welcomed there. But still, you gotta uphold the law, respect their tradition, and live their right of way. Just gotta. I mean, it's in every country, the same.
in the Philippines are now closed, and so the deportation process should commence from here. Although he does claim that they're still trying to coordinate the exact place that Vitaly will go.
Co-coordinate na rin po kami sa pagde-deporta na lugar niya.
Yeah, social. He'll probably end up in Europe. Or like China, maybe. I don't know.
Si Vitaly po ay US green card holder pero Russian citizen. So ang normal process niya na hindi yung country of residence kundi yung passport of origin. Ang passport niya po ay galing sa Russia kaya doon po ang processing ng deportation.
And he makes another really interesting point here is that Vitaly does have a green card here in America, but obviously his origins reside in Russia where he is still a citizen as well.
Let this be a reminder to all our visitors here in the Philippines that we always welcome tourists and visitors. We treat them with respect we expect them, and we expect them to follow the same rules as we follow.
Absolutely fair. I mean, like, that's like somebody who comes to your house. It's absolutely the same.
Same rules when we travel. We have no ill feelings against Vitaly. He has served this time and he has shown his remorse, and he is now a free man when he goes back to Russia.
And just look at the pure seriousness in Vitaly's face this time around.
This time, yeah, it switched 180.
If the guy has literally been pissed on, how many bugs he consumed, how many nights he cried on the bare chest of another foreign man while they packed them in those cells like some damn sardines.
So thank you very much.
He's like, get the fuck out of my sight. And honestly, he did make a clear example out of Vitaly. I think he kind of got what he wanted in this situation, while also not allowing it to go on for years and years and years, because I do think that would have been a little excessive at that point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like in the end, it's just public harassment. Like, there was no physical harm. There was no... Nothing got broken, no property got damaged, at least for what I know.
Say in the end, I do think that this was a pretty fair sentencing for Vitaly, as he essentially fucked around and found out. And here's where things could get really interesting for Vitaly, as we speculate what life could possibly look like for him back in Russia, and how living there would affect his career online. They say that he's apparently going back to Moscow. Now, I wasn't aware of this, but in regards to streaming in Russia, and specifically IRL streaming, there is apparently all types of restrictions. Yes, you can IRL stream in Russia, but expect significant major restrictions, like no monetization on YouTube, which I was not aware of, potential blocks on major Western apps, and you also have to be mindful that some live content is restricted, including TikTok. And honestly, I didn't know any of this. The Instagram and Facebook are blocked. Like I said, no TikTok live streaming, and YouTube monetization has been blocked there since 2022. And also, it seems like if Vitaly tries to be up to his usual antics, you know, basically being a dipshit out in public, that over in Russia they restrict internet censorship and laws against
hope he learned
disseminating
from his
hostile
lessons.
content.
That's like the only thing I can really
Which
say.
was pretty much what Vitaly has made his entire career, whether
Yeah, I mean, like he based his career. If he's gonna switch, like people are not gonna. Maybe they'll, because he already has a base.
be the OG pranks, the spicy content, the predator catching that he was doing for around a year before he got into this trouble, and now obviously with the nuisance streams. But either way, we're gonna have to see what happens to Vitaly from here. I mean, personally, I'm glad that the guy didn't like pass away or just disappear. And like I said, I do think that he spent like a pretty equitable amount of time in jail for the shit that he did. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this situation.
Absolute idiot, massive clown. He deserved what he got. Full sentence would have been too excessive, like he said. But they wanted to make an example out of him. They definitely did. I'm glad he did. I'm glad they did. Because, like, respect the law of other countries. That's all I got to say. Peace out.